the news, President Muhammadu Buhari advocates reformed judicial processes to fast-track justice dispensation. Nigeria's Food and Drug Agency says chloroquine effective in treating coronavirus patients. And EU freezes Mali training mission days after a military coup. Many thanks for joining us on News Now at this time. We begin with Judicial Matters as President Muhammadu Buhari has challenged the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) to work towards reforming the Nigerian judicial processes to ensure the speedy dispensation of justice in the country. The president gave the charge on Wednesday when he virtually declared open the annual national conference of the NBA in Lagos. Buhari, who was represented by his vice, Yemi Osinbajo, said the judiciary should put in place a time frame for the hearing of criminal cases, just as it did for political matters. The president, who decried the terribly slow pace of justice administration in the country, suggested that criminal cases should be decided within 12 months, while a time limit of 15 months can be applied on civil cases. Buhari also proposed the reform of the process of judges' appointment, recommending that aspiring judges should take tests.
In 2019, my status improved. I was no longer petitioner. I had now become respondent in the case of Atiku and Buhari. And the whole process took barely 6 months, just over 6 months. What was the difference? The law had changed since my ordeal in 2003, 2007, and 2011. You had now introduced time limits for election petitions. Everything must be done within a 6 to 8 month period. 8-month period. My question then is, why can't we have time limits for all cases? Why can't we put in place the rules that will say that a criminal trial, all the way to the Supreme Court, must not exceed 12 months in duration? And why can't we do the same for civil cases? Even if we say that civil cases must not go beyond 15 months, between 12 and 15 months. I think that for me will be stepping forward.
President Muhammadu Buhari says his administration will use the remaining years in office to improve access to quality education, healthcare, and enhance productivity. These sum up the 9 priority areas listed by the president on Tuesday when he received the letters of credence from ambassadors and high commissioners of 8 countries at the State House. Buhari also confirmed that efforts were being made to sustain Nigeria's position as a profitable investment destination with unequaled incentives in all sectors, especially large markets, and a flexible tax system which investors from various countries can take advantage of.
Policy, as well as national development, we have identified the following 9 priority areas to guide our policy directions over the next few years. A, build a thriving and sustainable economy. B, enhance social inclusion and reduce poverty. C, enlarge cultural output for food, security, and export. D, attain energy sufficiency in power and petroleum products. E, expand transport and other infrastructural development. F, expand business growth, entrepreneurship, and industrialization. G, expand access to quality education, affordable healthcare, and productivity of Nigerians. And H, build a system to fight corruption, improve governance, and create social cohesion and improve security for all.
The Federal Executive Council has approved 722.3 million naira for 8 field forensic auditors to review the accounts of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. The payment will come directly from the presidency as the National Assembly is on recess and the 2020 budget for the NDDC has not been passed. Minister of Niger Delta Affairs Godswill Akpabio disclosed this on Wednesday after the virtual FEC meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari.
It was 21st, 2019. We discovered there was no budget for the NDDC for the year 2019. Up to that September. So we submitted 2 budgets in November to the National Assembly. And it took quite a while until in April, the budget details were given out to the NDDC in April to end 31st of May, less than 6 weeks. And so there was a provision of 1.25 billion in the budget of the 2019 for the forensic audit exercise. So basically what delayed it was the absence of budget, not the absence of the will. And then, of course, unfortunately, the National Assembly is right now on leave, and the budget of the NDDC for 2020 has not been passed. So to enable us kickstart this exercise, not just kickstart, to enable us move forward with this exercise and complete it on time, Mr. President graciously directed and approved that the payment for the forensic exercise should be undertaken by through the budget of the presidency. And so the first amount that was approved for the lead forensic auditors was about 380 million. And then for this second batch, this first batch of 8 forensic field auditors, it's about 722.3 million naira.
Banking activities were stalled on Wednesday when fire engulfed the Access Bank branch on Adetokunbo Ademola Street in the Victoria Island area of Lagos State. The fire started at about 10 a.m. When a diesel-laden truck was offloading diesel for the generators of the bank when it caught fire in the process. One of the cars within the bank was completely burnt alongside the truck. While the bank staff declined to speak to TV360 when we visited the scene, the management in a tweet, however, confirmed that no one was harmed in the blast. Talking security now, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has received 3 operational vehicles from Innocent Motors to boost the community policing efforts of the force. Chief Executive of Innocent Motors, Innocent Chukuma, who made the donation at the force headquarters in Abuja, said the intervention is necessary considering the efforts of the police to stamp out crime from the country. Represented by the Director of Innocent Motors, Jonas Ojuku, Innocent Motors pledged to continually support the police force in its bid to restore peace and tranquility in the country.
These vehicles are donated to Nigerian Police Force by Innocent Vehicle Manufacturing Company Limited to help serve as troop carrier for operational purposes and the combat of crime to keep Nigeria safe. It's part of our communal support and building the bridges that connect us in making sure that the country is in peace. We will continue to partner with Nigerian Police Force in making sure that the entire nation enjoy maximum security of lives and properties. We want to assure you that we are going to use those vehicles judiciously. We use it, this is what we call Nigerian's contents. The vehicles are made here, are produced here, and we're using them here. Being knowing the rugged terrains we have, definitely is going to be of importance to Nigerian police. I want also to assure you that this is just the beginning. The police will patronize you, and police will take you as partners in this fight against insurgents and banditry.
Still talking security, Chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum, Rotimi Akeredolu, says governors will not be responsible for the payment of community policemen. The Ondo State Governor also stated that the Amotekun security outfit would not be collapsed into the community policing arrangement of the Nigeria Police Force. Akeredolu said this on Wednesday during a television interview. He was reacting to a statement made by a Deputy Inspector General of Police who said the governors would be responsible for the salaries of community policemen. The controversy is coming days after President Muhammadu Buhari approved the sum of 13.3 billion naira for the community policing initiative. And still in the southwest, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has been selected to chair the campaign committee of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) for the October 10 governorship election in Ondo State. Other members of the 145-member committee include Bello Matawale, who will serve as deputy chairman, and Abdullahi Maibasira, who was selected as secretary. National spokesperson for the party, Kola Ologbodiyan, in a statement issued on Wednesday, said the committee members were approved by the National Central Working Committee of the PDP. They will be inaugurated on Friday at the PDP National Secretariat in Abuja. A former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode, has apologized for referring to a journalist as stupid during a press briefing in Calabar. In a statement on Wednesday, Fani-Kayode said, quote, "I hereby withdraw the word stupid, which I used in my encounter with a journalist in Calabar. I have many friends in the media who are offended by losing my cool and using such words." The former minister, however, denied allegations that he was threatening to harm the Daily Trust reporter. The former minister had come under heavy criticism for calling the reporter stupid after he was asked if there was anyone bankrolling his recent tour of state government projects across the country. The federal government has constituted a special visitation panel to wade into the crisis rocking University of Lagos, UNILAG. The university has recently been embroiled in a leadership tussle following the removal of its vice chancellor, Oluwatoyin Ogundipe, by the university's governing council. Minister of Education Adamu, who inaugurated the 7-member panel, said the members were selected based on integrity and good track records. He, however, warned the members against interference with the activities of the university management.
The panel is expected to conclude this assignment and submit a report within 2 weeks from today. I'm sure you can do it within 1 week, sir. I urge all stakeholders in the University of Lagos to fully cooperate with the panel and to allow it to work unhindered. I'm confident that as members, you will bring to bear your expertise in university administration, in the discharge of this task, and in particular your integrity to it. Because what we define integrity on that day is not somebody who cannot be bought, but somebody who cannot be swayed or persuaded by sweet talk. I mean, integrity, and then perhaps personal psychic manliness that you can just see something when it's been put in front of you. And all the members have this. I am confident that as members you will bring to bear your expertise in order to bring the institution back to the path of progress and greatness.
The visitation we had in the University of Benin was similar to this. But as we were doing it, government was interjecting some. And to say, well, this is what the visitor had said. Before you know, it took us a long time, but before you know, the issues were resolved even before we finished sitting. And there's no white paper, but Lagos is not like that.
Let's take a break here, but still to come. Global COVID-19 toll nears 24 million as Nigeria records a record drop in number of new infections. Welcome back. Now here are some of our top stories tonight. President Muhammadu Buhari has challenged the Nigerian Bar Association to work towards reforming the Nigerian judicial processes to ensure the speedy dispensation of justice in the country. The president, who decried the terribly slow pace of justice administration in the country, suggested that criminal cases should be decided within 12 months, while a time limit of 15 months can be applied on civil cases. The Federal Executive Council has approved 722.3 million naira for 8 field forensic auditors to review the accounts of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, who announced this on Wednesday, says the payment will come directly from the presidency. The NDDC became a subject of controversy over allegations of corruption in the award of contracts and the non-payment of Nigerian scholars under the payroll of the commission. The federal government has constituted a special visitation panel to wade into the crisis rocking the University of Lagos. UNILAG has been embroiled in a leadership tussle following the removal of its Vice-Chancellor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe by the university's governing council. The visitation panel is expected to submit its reports to the federal government in 2 weeks. Let's now shift focus to the COVID-19 pandemic. Nigeria has recorded 252 new cases of the novel coronavirus. Announcing the new cases in a late-night tweet, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control said the national toll now stands at 52,800, with 1,007 deaths recorded so far and more than 39,000 persons recovered and discharged. Plateau topped the list of states with new cases with 50, while Enugu ranked second with 35, and Rivers was the third worst affected with 27 cases, while Lagos recorded only 26 fresh infections. On the global scale, no fewer than 23.6 million people have been infected by the novel coronavirus, of which more than 15 million have recovered and 813,733 fatalities recorded. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAVDEC, has declared that chloroquine prevents the dreaded coronavirus. Director General of the agency, Mojisola Adeyeye, disclosed this during an online interactive session with newsmen on Tuesday. She stressed that chloroquine can be used in the early stage of the COVID-19 infection as prophylactic treatment. Adeyeye also added that NAVDEC has started working with Lagos State on clinical trial for the drug, and the results have shown that it is indeed working. The new Executive Director, KNCV Tuberculosis Foundation, Mustafa Gidado, has warned of the impact of COVID-19 on other infectious diseases like HIV and AIDS, tuberculosis, and even malaria. Gidado says the focus on the coronavirus has disrupted detection and treatment of other killer diseases, and if not timely addressed, could have devastating effects. The public health experts made this observation during a virtual press conference on the case management and treatment outcome of tuberculosis.
Overall impact of COVID-19 response on tuberculosis is in many fronts. One of the common one is the fact that there is a total disruption in the health system, because everyone within the health system is concentrating on the response to COVID-19. And therefore, it is not only TB that is suffering. Most other health services are actually currently suffering from the response to COVID-19, from immunization to antenatal clinic attendance to other regular clinics like diabetics and so on and so forth. So the impact on the health system is generally affecting TB services and other healthcare services. The second one has to do with the healthcare workers themselves. All healthcare workers are mostly now focused on the COVID-19 response. But also the mitigation processes, including the lockdown. So if there are limited movement of people, therefore people with signs and symptoms of disease might actually not access healthcare services, or people who are already on care but because of the lockdown issues, they will not be able to access services to continue with their own treatment. Our current observation with the immediate impact of COVID-19 on TB is that we are finding less number of TB patients, and some TB patients who are already on care are interrupting their care because they are not able to access healthcare services for continuity of their care.
Let's take another break here, and when we return, we'll be joining Fidelia Agoncha for business news. Welcome back. Here's Fidelia Agoncha with the latest in the world of business. Hello, Fidelia.
Hello, Oyin.
Please go ahead.
Thank you very much.
The second quarter gross domestic product GDP estimate recently released by the National Bureau of Statistics. According to the NBS report, Nigeria's GDP fell by 6.10% year-on-year in real terms in the second quarter of 2020. Reacting in a statement on Wednesday, Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, said the decline is relatively better than what many other countries recorded during the same quarter. The presidency attributed the performance to the various initiatives introduced as early responses to cushion the economic and social effects of the coronavirus pandemic through the Economic Sustainability Program, ESP. Let's take a break here to bring you updates on stock activities. Investors at Nigeria's equities market gained over 20 billion naira today on the back of renewed bargain hunting on major banking and consumer goods stocks. This pushed key market indices up by 0.15%. Now, at the close of trading today, a total of 24 stocks recorded gains or increase in value, but Stanbic IBTC right here saw the biggest increase of 1 naira 55 kobo to lead the pack of gainers. It was also a good day for Flour Mill PLC, UACN and Vitafilm, as they garnered a combined 68 kobo to earn the second, third and fourth spot on the gainers table. Now, with today's uptick, the spike in the activity level is not surprising. The volume is coming in, moving up from the 15,000 recorded on Tuesday to 180,000. But sadly, there was a drop in value of equities traded today compared to the 2.4 billion naira we saw on Tuesday. Well, let's now move to the losers chart. AfriPrud, Custodian PLC, as well as UBA and Connest saw their values drop at the close of trading today. And to the foreign scene now, we can see that the FTSE and Dow Jones are recording gains in the tune of 0.14% and 0.04%, but it was a bad day for Nikkei, whose values dropping by 0.02%. That's it from the world of business. It's back to Oyin.
Well, thank you very much, Fidelia. And moving on to the international scene, the European Union has suspended its training missions in Mali after the military coup that ousted President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta from power. In late 2012, the EU military mission was drawn up in Mali to help the country's army regain control after France drove out Islamists in the north. An additional civilian mission was agreed in 2014 to send experts to give advice and training to the internal security forces in Mali, the police, the gendarmerie, and the National Guard. According to the EU, the two missions have been temporarily frozen because they were designed to support the legitimate national authorities. The EU says it will, however, continue its training in neighboring Niger and Burkina Faso. And in sports, less than 24 hours after submitting a transfer request to the club management, Lionel Messi today failed to show up for training at Camp Nou. Messi, in a fax message on Tuesday, told Barcelona that he wishes to exercise a clause in his contract which allows him to leave for free with immediate effect. The development comes about 11 days after Barcelona's humiliating 8-2 defeat to Bayern Munich in the UEFA Champions League quarter-finals. Although Messi's contract will expire at the end of the 2020-2021 season, the player and his legal team hope the clause will allow him to terminate his deal unilaterally. The Argentine star, who made his debut for Barcelona in 2004, has won a record 6 Ballon d'Or awards and has helped the club win 10 Spanish league titles and 4 Champions Leagues. Well, that's it on News Now. Thank you very much for watching.